Let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Hey.
Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise on this fabulous Friday. I'm Anastasia Palacios.
Good morning, TGIF. I am Philip Simon. Welcome back.
It is a pleasure to be back with you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Missed you on Monday and missed you guys on Monday. Whenever I'm not here, I always think of you and I'm always wishing the best for you. And I'm trusting that it went well in Phil's capable
You were
hands.
thinking about all of that, having such a good time.
all of that. No, because, I wake up, I was in LA, and so
Yeah.
there was a time difference.
Yeah, yeah.
And so as I was getting prepared to go to bed that night, you guys would have been getting up in a few hours to do the show, and so I was thinking about the show.
Thinking
So I
about
really do, because I love what I do, and I love the opportunity to be here and
Yeah.
to speak to the Bahamian public.
Good, good. Well, I'm glad you had a great time. We did as well. A lot of us here. Always fun. You know, Godfrey, of course, is the anchor. I'm going to get to see Godfrey in a second in this stunning shirt
It
over
really
there.
is a nice shirt.
But, you know, it's really always an interesting week. You know, it's always good to be alive, right? And it's always
Hello.
lively here in the Bahamas. House of Assembly, just out in general. But, you know, I'm a little tired this morning. I was out on Goodman's Bay. I think my trainer, Godfrey, he had some New Year's resolutions as well.
That's good, man. No, I think it's good.
Wants to make me great again.
You got to be great again. You got to be great again, Phil. This is the climate we're in, but in a real way, right?
In a real way this time.
No, but I was speaking with my trainer David yesterday, and we're going to get started again next week. I was in this period for about 3 weeks where I just didn't feel like
Yeah.
working out.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
want to eat healthy.
Yeah.
And now I've got the motivation
You got the
again to just
motivation.
kind of, get back into it. And I
All
think
right.
you need to be in the right mindset to do it.
Yeah, I'm going to try. I'm going to try, yeah. Anyway.
Listen, we've got a great show lined up for you today, so we're so happy that you tuned in. Lots of great people coming to share some interesting information that you're going to love.
Yeah, Comfort Suites is back. Crusoe's restaurant. Always great when they come in. Comfort Suites has just been such a really good, partner with us, but also just an excellent product over there. Also, to the Bahamas gaming board is in the house. I mean, saw them out front looking all sharp. We just dressed right up this morning, celebrating their 50th anniversary. 50 years.
That's a long
50
time.
years of gaming in the Bahamas. And of course, we've got that Long Island taped piece,
Okay.
bringing it back with you. And of course, the live weekend calendar in case you don't have plans.
All right, so that sounds certainly like a full show. But listen, there is still more in addition to that. We've got Hubert Edwards with us. He's going to be talking or continuing that series
Yeah.
we've been having on leadership. So that should be a great conversation. And the B3As is here as well. They're going to be talking to us about their new leadership overall.
Oh, Jamaica.
Yeah, man. The B3A is in the house, and so looking forward to discussing that with them. And then, of course, Valentine's Day is coming up. Now, see, this is how you do not have an excuse.
Let me
Wives,
sit up.
husbands, in particular, if you watch Bahamas at Sunrise, I am telling you weeks in advance that Valentine's Day is coming up. And, of course, we're looking to help you celebrate. So we're looking for contestants for our dating game show.
Hook up.
And if you are interested in being a part of our dating game, please give us a call here at the counselors, or you can send us an email to sparker@tclbahamas.com. That's Parker, Parker, at tclbahamas.com. Just let us know that you're interested. Give us some fun facts about you, and of course, send us a photo. And we would love to have you on our dating game for Valentine's Day.
That's right. Do it for the prizes.
They're really going to be some awesome prizes. Listen, one of the prizes that I get to experience every Monday and Friday is the fabulous Godfrey Burnside, and he's going to be
Between
giving us.
you and Gandhi and Alana and Nikki, I'm right here.
Phil, listen, I just feel like Phil doesn't want to share my affection, and it's not fair. Why? Because I tell Phil all the time how great he is,
That's true.
how
Okay,
handsome
that's
he
true.
is, how
That's
brilliant
true.
he
That's
is, how
true.
much
Thank
I
you.
appreciate him, even
All
when
right.
we differ
All right.
on
Gotcha.
points. But he doesn't want me to give Godfrey any love, and that's not fair. So, back to what I was saying. Here's the Godfrey Burnside with our first look at weather.
The Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. First in insurance, today, tomorrow.
Thank you, guys. Phil, we got to share the love. We have to share the love. Anyhow, guys, in your first look at the weather at sunrise, we do have a cold front that moved through Grand Bahama early this morning. But that line of showers and thunderstorms that created some severe activity across Grand Bahama and Bimini late last night into the morning is now across the Berry Islands and the South Abaco. That system has stalled. So most of the activity will happen in that particular area this morning, and we do have a severe weather watch out for Marsh Harbor, Abaco, going down to the south. And expect that to be for another 2 to 3 hours. And then we'll update it. Showers should probably pass through today. We're also going to watch development that could occur over the next 24 hours. And they have low pressure over the eastern Gulf of Mexico could create some showers and thunderstorms, move across the northern upper islands, particularly Grand Bahama, Abaco, Bimini, the Berry Islands, sometime late Saturday into Sunday, even into Monday. They would move into New Providence late Sunday into Monday, and also some windy conditions. Today, we're looking at a first start partly sunny, but some variable cloudiness across the northwest Bahamas with some showers and some isolated thunderstorms, a little bit breezy, high temperature reaching 78. Tonight, we're looking at partly cloudy skies with a few showers lingering around the northwest Bahamas as the system is expected to move across New Providence later this evening. Your low temperature going down to 66 degrees Fahrenheit. And some region highs and lows across the Caribbean, Barbados, 81 and 73. In Jamaica, 81 and 68. In Trinidad, 83 and 72. And the Turks and Caicos Islands, 78 and 68. Across North America, Atlanta, 42 and 28. In Raleigh, 47 and 29. Miami, 66 and 56. Dallas, Texas, 51 and 32. And Toronto, Canada, 27 and 10. As we go through the weekend into early next week, we expect another cool front to move through again next week, Tuesday into Wednesday. But on Sunday, you can expect some increasing cloudiness and showers and some windy conditions as we have that cool front move through, but backs up into the northwest Bahamas and then pushes through again on Tuesday. Temperature daytime will be in the upper 70s. Behind that cool front, we expect those temperatures to dip into the lower 70s at daytime. And at nighttime, we expect those temperatures ahead of that front to be in the upper 60s. Behind that front, we expect it to be in the lower 60s, so up to 50 to lower 60s at nighttime. That's what you're up when you first look at weather sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Phil.
Thanks very much, Godfrey. And of course, they are back. I'm talking about Comfort Suites and Crusoe's Restaurant.
Good morning.
Man, the first word I saw in the script was curry lobster. You got me there. Coconut shrimp, beef, feta salad. Listen, you're doing it. Valentine's Day is right around the corner.
We are.
And of course, you're back to share it with us.
We are. Good morning. Good morning, Bahamas. We are here this morning, of course, to remind you about our beloved hidden gem, which is Crusoe's Restaurant, located at Comfort Suites Paradise Island. We're here to talk to you about our Valentine's Day promo. This Valentine's, we have a weekend of excitement. We have a special promotion running between February 14th to the 17th, where you can pay one flat fee. It'll include a junior suite for two, as well as dinner for two, for any night of your choosing during this particular weekend. This promotion is geared towards our local market. We want you to come out, come share your love, come be comforted by us. We have all the favorites, like you mentioned, the curry lobster tail, the sirloin steak, in addition to a very special and uniquely crafted Valentine's menu that will be available just for that window at Crusoe's Restaurant.
Wow. I mean, you guys hit the ground running. Of course, New Year's was yesterday, and
Yes.
of course, I guess this is the next big first event
It is.
over there at Comfort Suites. I mean, makes this so exciting? I mean, you guys are obviously doing something a little bit differently over there, and you can feel the buzz and excitement, even when we go there, but certainly even when you're in the studio. What's causing all of this?
I think it's the Bahamian people,
Yeah.
Yes.
the staff that makes Comfort Suites who we are. And I always encourage our staff to be the best that they can be when they are on the floors, when our guests are walking through, say good morning, and just make them feel at home, you know, that home away from home.
Yeah. You've got some great chefs there too. I mean, they kind of think a little bit out of the box.
Yes.
They Bahamianize things.
He's busy
quite a bit.
cooking right
Yeah,
now.
right
That's
now.
why he's with us. And I'm so proud to share with you this morning that we were noted, Crusoe's Restaurant was noted as one of the top 10 bites of 2018 in a December article in the Nassau Guardian.
Wow.
So we don't want our gem to remain hidden. We want our gem to, you know, be unmasked. We want to show it off. We want to invite everyone to come on down.
Yeah. Anything new on the menu?
Yes.
In terms of-
The newest item on the menu that I'd like to talk about is our Cajun garlic shrimp. I think the last time you were there, you may have had the coconut shrimp. So this is a new twist to that. In addition, we have a new dessert that's my favorite. It's called the blutini.
Blue
I won't tell you what's in it,
Yeah, that sounds like I know.
but
what's in it.
you have to come on down and try it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
Definitely.
for the Valentine's weekend, in addition to the specially crafted menu, in addition to providing you somewhere to lay and love, we also want to remind you that we have live entertainment for the entire weekend.
Okay.
Yes.
Who you got?
We have an excellent band, a local
secret.
artisan band
Oh, man.
that will be playing all your traditional favorites in addition to all, those romantic love songs that'll make you just swept away.
Yeah, yeah.
So in order for you to get that nice special, you'll have to call us at 363-3680. You can call us at extension 6414-6376, and we'll be able to give you that nice rate for all the things that Mrs. Strawn spoke about earlier.
On a regular basis, is there a difference in the rates for Bahamians versus,
Yes, the rates change from period to period. For this particular period, we have a very, very special and dynamic rate. What I want to throw in there also is if the listening public were to partake in this package, they're eligible to enter into a drawing to win a return stay with a free dinner for two. So you want to...
And dinner.
Yes.
A night stay.
Yes, check out our Facebook page. All the, parameters and competition details are listed there. It's Crusoe's Restaurant. And our website, of course, comfortsweetspi.com.
right. You guys still have the partnership with the neighboring
Yes.
hotels? Okay.
So every guest of the Comfort Suites Paradise Island receives access to the pools, beaches, and water park at the Atlantis. So you can kind of stay, eat, and play it too, all for the price of one.
Excellent.
We got you.
Excellent. All right, so Valentine's Day is right around the corner.
It's
Then, of
right
course,
there.
after Valentine's Day,
Next up will be Mother's Day. Just before Valentine's Day, we have Super Bowl on
Yeah.
February 3rd.
Okay,
so for
good.
you sports enthusiasts, come on down to our Splash Pool Bar, have some beer, and watch the game.
tell you with that Cajun shrimp, man, the
Yes.
Saints should have been in there, but, we're not going to
Exactly.
talk. Star would probably say the Eagles should have been in there too, but, of course, they lost the week before. So on a weekly basis, though, is there like a special, like a Friday, happy hours and those types of things? Or do you,
Yes.
of course, you invite people to come all
We have
year
a-
round.
Yes, we have a daily happy hour at our Splash Pool Bar. It's between 4 and 6 daily. At our Bamboo Bar, which is our lobby bar, it's between 9 and 10. And during those windows, we have reduced beverage specials. But all week long, both outlets are open for the general public with our regular menus.
And
That's from 12 to 4 for
12 to 4,
lunch, and then we convene dinner at 5:30 to 9
Yeah.
daily every day.
We talked a lot about the restaurant, of course, but of course you call Comfort Suites. I mean, that's who you are. That's what you do. Speak just a little bit about the environment, the atmosphere, the rooms.
So we have about 223 room suites. Once you stay with us, you have, like we said earlier, you have access to Atlantis. You have our free Wi-Fi, free parking, and most of all, the breakfast every morning. So that's one less thing you have to worry about while you're on vacation.
All right.
So you could come on down for the breakfast, enjoy Atlantis, and then enjoy each other, whether it's spouses or your family.
All right, excellent,
You know,
of
I
course.
have a plug in there.
Yeah.
My local market, I'm so proud to say that we're an all Bahamian management team. We are here to welcome you home.
Bahamian style, eh?
Bahamian style.
All right, once again, tell us the contacts, website, Facebook, Instagram, that type of stuff.
So you could reach out to myself or Mrs. Strawn in our sales office. It's extension 6414, and the main number is 363-3680.
All right, you are listening to Lakeisha Bannaby. I didn't introduce you at the beginning, Senior Sales Manager over there at Comfort Suites. And of course, Yasmin Mills-Strawn, Director of Sales. You guys always represent so well. Thank you so much for joining us, Mamas at Sunrise.
Thank you for having us.
Good. I don't know about see you on the 14th, but I think definitely we'll be back at Crusoe's very soon.
Let us know when you come in.
Yeah, definitely. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
COB prepared me to be a leader by teaching me to work hard for what I want. I'm the first chief internal auditor at the University of Bahamas. To me, that's an honor to be able to do that. I feel like I'm giving back to a university that gave me a start in my life. I'm Errol Thompson, and this is my UB.
Apply today at www.ub.edu.bs.
Good afternoon. First response. How can I help you?
I've been in an accident on West Bay Street. Can you send someone to help?
Yes, ma'am. A first response team will be there in 15 minutes. Are you hurt?
No, I'm fine, but a bit upset.
We're glad you're not hurt. Please, try to relax. Our team will take care of everything as soon as they arrive.
First Response provides immediate on-site service and support from the scene of an accident through the claims and repair process. And it's free to all Bahamas First insured drivers in New Providence every day for any type of accident. If you drive and want First Response on your side, call 32-FIRST or visit bahamasfirst.com for the name of an authorized Bahamas First agent. First Response can't prevent an accident from happening,
But it can certainly ease your mind when it happens.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. In 1969, the Lotteries and Gaming Act was created and led to the establishment of the Gaming Board for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Fast forward to 2019, and the Gaming Board is now celebrating 50 years, a 50th anniversary. What a celebration. And here to talk to us more about the institution, we're very happy to welcome Veronica Taylor, who's the Assistant Secretary, Kevin Almace, who's the Director and the Gaming Act Financial Services, and Cheryl Carey, who's the Director of Compliance. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning.
A pleasure to have you all here. Congratulations on 50 years. None of y'all look a day over 42, so it's interesting that you're here celebrating 50 years of this amazing institution. I'm going to start with you, Mr. Almace. What is the Gaming Board and what is its role?
Well, the Gaming Board, under the old legislation, the Gaming Act is actually a regulatory agency.
Okay.
We're responsible for the regulation of all gaming activities within the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and that is to ensure that gaming is conducted fairly and there is no criminal element going on within the gaming industry.
Okay.
And so we have that incredible responsibility to ensure that, the operators that we give license to are operating under the act,
Right.
so to speak.
Okay.
And so the board also there's an appointed board of 4 members, one of which serves as the chairman,
Okay.
and there's the secretary
Okay.
who runs the day-to-day operations of the board, and of course he's ably supported by a team of professional management and staff.
Okay.
And the board is comprised of several divisions,
Okay.
including the legal division, human resources, finance, and of course licensing.
Okay.
And it all comes together with the leaders who manage these various divisions, and they make the board what it is today, a very successful regulatory agency.
Certainly. I remember a couple of years ago working at Atlantis Paradise Island and being in the casino, and I don't know, we must have taken a photo or something because I did marketing, and someone coming over and it was a gaming board agent saying, you can't do that. And so certainly we know that there are people that take this job and role very seriously, and it's one that has to be enforced when you consider what the ramifications might be. Of course, we just didn't start out with the gaming board, and we didn't start out with gaming. Gaming has kind of evolved throughout the course of time. So Ms. Taylor, I'm going to come to you now and find out, how has gaming evolved in the Bahamas over these years?
Okay, some of our first records of gaming begin in 1901.
Okay.
Yeah, with the Lotteries Prohibition Act, gaming was actually illegal.
Okay.
I mean, flat out.
Okay.
And then we had a number of legislations enacted in between, but it all still prohibited gaming. In 1920, however, the first casino, the first record of a casino, was the Bahamian Club, which is located on West Bay Street, just opposite the Western Esplanade.
Okay.
It's the building right next door to Xavier's Law School.
Okay.
And it was seasonal. Gaming lasted for only 3 months out of the year, and it satisfied a very, very elite clientele only. And later on, in 1924, the Cat Key Club was opened, and that was operated by a Mr. Louis Wasey.
Okay.
They were both very small. They both catered to just elite clientele.
Okay.
And in 1924 as well. The Penal Code was enacted. Although it was enacted in 24, it didn't come in 1924. It didn't come into force until 1927. And in 1927, that is, of course, when we had some teeth in the law. So it was illegal, gaming was going on, but there was no teeth in the law. And then that Penal Code allowed us then to levy fines and prison terms. So if you were caught gambling illegally, of course, you were given either a fine of £500, a year in prison, or both. For a second instance, you were given a fine of either $1,000 or 2 years in prison maximum. Okay? So since then, that has changed, and I'm going to fast track you a bit to 1969, which when the Gaming Board was created, it was created after a commission of inquiry. One of the suggestions of that commission of inquiry was that we regulate it. And that gave birth to the Gaming Board in 1969. And at the time, the Gaming Board, when the Gaming Board came into force, we had a casino in Grand Bahama called the Monte Carlo. And we, of course, had the casino here at Atlantis. But it's interesting to know that the Bahamian Club got, when they got certificates of suitability, they got certificates of exemption, they were allowed to operate. Their first license was under the name Paradise Enterprises Limited, which still exists today. And that is actually where Atlantis began. The Atlantis that we know. They were given that license to operate at the Bahamian Club on West Bay Street, and they were given until December 31st, 1967 to complete the building, because the license at the time, you had to have a minimum of 200 hotel rooms in order to operate a casino. So Atlantis did meet, of course, the deadline, and they moved over to Paradise Island. But that is where it started.
That is so cool. And of course, they still have the Bahamian Club restaurant at Atlantis. And so you get to hear these bits of history. Since then, obviously, the legislation has changed some more. Changes in 2014, which allowed gaming as we kind of know it now today, in terms of web shops and some other changes that were made. And so certainly, I'm sure that we'll learn more about that as you go through your events coming up. And so, Ms. Carey, I'm going to come to you now. And actually, what are some of the events that the board has planned to celebrate 50 years of gaming?
Okay, good morning. We have many events planned for this year. Our 50th anniversary is actually in August, but we're going to commence our celebrations from the beginning of the year, and our celebrations will include items for our staff only, and then of course we'll have celebrations with the general public. So for our staff, we're planning various events, say a bowling evening, and then we're going to have a family fun day, where we're going to invite one of our local children's homes to join us for the day. So it'll be a family event, and then we're going to have a staff fun day, which is just for the staff. And so those specifically are just for our staff. And then, of course, we're going to have events that will involve the public at large. And so we're going to start off with, we're going to have boat cruises. Actually, we have two planned in April and October of this year. And we will have our events, a date of events coming out shortly so that everybody will have these dates. And also we are planning a walkathon and health fair that will be held in June. And in August, actually, which is our month of gaming, we hope to have the Prime Minister do a proclamation to declare August the month of gaming. And so leading up to that, we're going to have a gaming expo. And now this expo will include our local operators where they could display, and of course it's going to be held at one of our major hotels here in Nassau. And also we're not leaving out our sister islands, which would be in Freeport and Bimini, where we have gaming offices. So we will also have them involved with doing events as well. And at some points we will come together and do some of our events. And so we're going to have a gaming expo where we'll invite our local operators to join us. We're going to invite our gaming labs and some of our suppliers that supply various products to our gaming operators. And they'll be on display. And we plan for this event to last about 3 days. And ending the year, we planned a grand gala black tie ball.
Nice.
Yes. And that's going to be in December of this year.
All right.
Yes, which is our major event.
All right.
So
certainly a full calendar for the full
Yes.
year, and we hope that you guys will come back to us and tell us some more. Is there one space where we can follow you or find more information, or a number that we can call just to make sure that the public is abreast of the events that are happening, Mr. Alvarez?
Yeah, well, actually, you can just reach us at the gaming board. We can be reached.
Okay.
Mr. Sands is the chair, and he can offer that information
All right.
to the public, and we'll be free to answer any questions that they may have.
All
We
right.
also have a website.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the website is?
BahamasGamingBoard.com.
BahamasGamingBoard.com, and
Yes.
of course you can give them a call as well. We want to thank you so much for joining us on Bahamas at Sunrise this morning.
pleasure.
I'm looking forward to learning so much more from you as the year goes on, as the events build up. Of course, we'd
Yes.
love to have you back, and we know that it's only going to be an amazing year for you because you've been on Bahamas at Sunrise.
Yes.
50 years,
And
only good
actually,
things happen.
we have a theme for our celebration,
And what is that?
and our theme is 50 years of memory, achieving gold in gaming.
Achieving gold,
Gold
in
in
gaming.
gaming.
Well, I hope that everybody achieves gold today. Thank you so much for joining us this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise, and we'll be right back after this commercial break.
Colgate toothpaste, 6-ounce twin pack, now $4.89 at Solomon's.
Wait, that's Omar Little from The Wire. You think everyone is Omar from The Wire?
Wow, it's really nice to meet a fan.
It's like he's right here. Are you telling me he's being all type shows and stuff?
And you know, Rev Go Play plays a lot of good movies and TV shows.
Excuse me, can't you see we're watching something else? Rude.
Settle all your pop culture disputes with RevGo Play. Watch, record, and stream all your favorite shows wherever you are. Free for all Rev TV subscribers. Rev, you and us together.
So who really own the Nassau Container Port?
Boss, that's easy. The government.
I do.
I do.
Thank you.
I do.
I do. And one day, he will too. I do. Knock knock.
Here at the Nassau Container Port, we've diversified our ownership to give hardworking Bahamians a piece of the economic pie. And we'll continue to grow so that we can give you a consistent return on your investment. That's our promise.
Welcome back. The last time this particular guest was on Bahamas at Sunrise, he reminded us through a quote, if you don't know where you're going, any old road will take you there. He's back once again in our second part of the leadership series. Hubert Edwards, managing consultant at Next Level Solutions, and of course host of Life Essentials radio show. A little plug there as well, Hubert.
Yes.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you so much, Phil.
So we're talking today success versus freedom.
Yes.
I don't know if you could have one without the other, but in a recent podcast, you aligned success with freedom. What is the connection you're talking about here?
Many times we find ourselves chasing things. We go about working hard because we want to get that fancy car, maybe to get that house. We struggle hard and sacrifice because we want to get our kids in a private school, to send them to the Ivy League school. But when you think about it, when you reduce all of the effort that we expend in life, I think it comes down to the fact that we're searching for freedom. If you think about it, you're working hard because you want to be free from poverty. We're working hard because we want to be free to make up our own minds. We want to be free to be our own individual self. And at the end of the day, the human being, the person, the individual we are, our humanness, has a desire to be free from all restrictions. If you think about the way we operate in society. There are a bunch of rules and regulations which are imposed on us from a moral perspective. And when you observe some of the individuals who have come into success at some level, take Zuckerberg or take Gates, these individuals walk around unlike you and me. They don't look like they want to dress up because they have no need to conform anymore. And so, we move through these success levels, if you will, through that continuum. And we get to the point where ultimately we're seeking the freedom to be our truest self, in our truest form, to be operating at our highest level of humanity.
You use the quote from Maslow that says you will either move forward into growth or backward into security.
Yeah, and that's an important quote, because if you just read it at its face value, you may miss the message. Either you move forward into growth or backward into security. Security sometimes isn't necessarily safety. Security for some individual, there are some individuals someplace up the road in Fox Hill who are very secure at this moment in time, but they're not free to do what they want. They're not free to become who they are. So either you are pursuing growth, either you're moving towards success, or you're going to go back into the security. And security is the era where you have no growth. Security is the era where you're not achieving the things that you want. Security is that era where you're going to struggle, i.e. you're not moving towards freedom. You're going to then go back into bondage, and you're going to have challenges.
So you have to have a measure of insecurity if you're going to grow.
Definitely, you have to be comfortable dealing with uncertainty, because it's only in this embracing the uncertainty. As they say, it's outside of your comfort zone where there is going to be the best level of growth. So you really have to embrace uncertainty.
I mean, you spoke about this last time in terms of getting over the fears and the challenges of difficulties. Because again, sometimes a little fear is good, right? Because that also speaks a little bit of insecurity, but then again, it can also be paralyzing.
Well, fear is good.
Yeah.
Fear is a good thing. We have to understand as we go through life. If you go back to when we were human living on the plains of Africa, running around and trying to avoid dinosaurs and so on, right? Fear was our friend, because fear tells us this is something which is not good. You're either going to stand up and fight, or you're going to engage in flight. This is a situation which have to be dealt with in a very serious way. So embracing the idea of fear is a good thing. Once you embrace fear, and once you embrace the idea of feeling, right, then all of a sudden things look a little bit easier. You don't start to run away. The moment something becomes difficult, right, and you start to lock up and figure, well, I can't do this, there's no way I can get through this, then all of a sudden you're not effective enough in your performance, and you definitely lose it.
But just jumping back to, because obviously, we started about this definition of freedom and how it relates to success. And in fact, freedom may be one of the definitions, or maybe the definition of success.
Maybe a definition.
A definition of success. But so then what's the end game? What are we all striving towards at the end of the day?
The end game, for the way I see it, the end game is that we are striving as human to become our best self, to become our greatest self. We know that if you take a typical individual, they're always striving for more. They're always trying to become more. Now, society has put labels on that, right? They say you're greedy, you're too gravelicious, you want too much. But it's a natural, innate thing to become more. If you plant a tree outside, right, the only thing the tree does is grow.
Right.
And when it's time for bearing, it does bear. And it doesn't ask how much fruit I can bear. It bears as much as it possibly can. And so there's that same innate thing in us. And so when we move through this continuum of talking about success, we are garnering things. And those are the evidence, maybe the physical evidence of our achievement and our success. But at the end of the day, all we're striving to do is to be our best self, where we can just become. No one can talk to us. We just want to break free of the shackles of society in many instances.
Well, it's certainly a mindset shift, right? And Henry Thoreau, there's another quote again that you use, towards being or achieving the life that you imagine. And I guess this is what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's important. Henry Thoreau says, if you move confidently in the direction of the life you imagine, you will meet success in uncommon hours. And what is important there is that move confidently the life you imagine. So it starts within your brain. It starts within the mindset. If you can think about it and then move confidently, then you start to doing the work, chances are you're going to achieve it in a time which is quicker than you would imagine in the first instance. And why this is so, until you get to the place where you start, there's not going to be any success. Until you move to the place where you free your mind and understand that whatsoever it is that I wish to achieve in life, I can achieve in life, and if I don't have the things which I need to achieve that, someone will help me along the way. But I must free myself. I must move myself from the anxiety of the moment, free myself from those distressing situations, and start to move in that direction. And once I move in that direction, I'm going to be successful.
Is there a destination? Is success a destination?
Success is not a destination. Success is a very strategic and enjoyable journey. A strategic and enjoyable journey. You have to be strategic, and you have to ensure that over time you're enjoying every single moment. It's not a destination. As a matter of fact, success, the road to success is never ending. There's always going to be more.
All right. Hubert.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. All right. Breaking it down for us here this morning, Bahamas at Sunrise. He's the founder of Global Management Consultant at Next Level Solutions. Of course, the host of Essential Life Radio Show. When does it come on?
The show comes on Sunday, 5:30 p.m. on Guardian Radio.
Guardian Radio. All right. Listen, we won't charge them for that. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
In the past, I've had a lot of issues with service, data service, drop calls. I was encouraged by a very close friend of mine to make the switch, and in doing so, my service has been impeccable. The data is very fast, it doesn't spool, it doesn't take long to load, so everything works beautifully. I like to know what my bills are, and it's important that I'm able to simply just pick up my phone and know what my bill is. The front line for the Valley Boys is comprised of about 200 members. It's very important because to be a successful leader, I need to be able to efficiently and consistently communicate with them. It works that way. It's beautiful. The data that you guys provide is flawless. I'm John Williams, and I believe in best.
How are we making Rev work wonders for you? We are doing it together. You told us what you want, and we've heard you. Want faster broadband? How about speeds up to 1 gigabit per second? Want shorter house calls? 2 hours max. We promise. Want to take your entertainment anywhere? Well, your Rev Go Play app is here. Rev, we've heard you. You speak, we listen. Rev, you and us together.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're at the halfway point on this fabulous Friday.
Yes, it is. That camera seems really close.
Yeah.
Are we like sitting in people's lap in their homes?
This is
and
what
who's
I do
Iris?
now.
Who's Iris?
These
guys keep on talking about Iris.
They're talking about your eyes, like irises.
Oh, so they're trying to, okay.
So this is my motto for 2019. It's been this for a while, guys. Not my circus, not my monkeys.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane.
All right, sorry, my
we
bad.
Are hosts.
We are hosts.
We don't sit in the back
good.
behind the director's booth. You and I do this thing, and they do their thing, and that's it.
And they do it well. They do it well.
Listen,
that's it. Good show. Always, listen, I'm always excited, and I say it all the time ad nauseum when I'm chatting with you, but then we're talking about things related to life, success and freedom and pursuit of happiness and breaking down moments, because again, we tend to put our goals and our milestones in such large chunks that it seems so far away that you're never going to reach there until you begin to kind of break it down. You got to break these years into months, and these months into days, and these days into hours, and and sometimes you got to go second by second to kind of get to the destination that you're hoping for. So always good chatting.
Someday I'll get to chat with you with Edwards too, but that's not happened
Oh,
yet. So
that's right. I'm having all the fun.
Yeah. But in other news, the gaming board was here, and they are going to actually be doing a series of...
The gaming board was in the house.
Yeah, they were in the house. And as they
No
celebrate
pun
50th
intended.
years, they're going to be creating almost a museum of sorts, an exhibition at their actual office, where those who are interested can come in and learn about gaming through the times, as well as school. So we want to encourage people to look out for that in the papers. They're going to come back and chat with us at another time, but really a lot to learn about our history and to really appreciate the evolution and to continue to look forward to where we're going.
Yeah. Just got to remember the root of the word, game.
Game. Yeah. Powerful stuff, Phil. Well, listen, we've got more to come in the second half of the show. We're going to be talking with the B3As about their new leadership, of course. And looking forward to that. We've got the Alive Weekend calendar as well.
Yeah, and we've got Godfrey.
Of course we've got Godfrey.
We got G-Man in the house. I love him so much, Godfrey.
Oh, wow.
I'm not
What a
jealous
time.
at all. Love that shirt. Second look.
Here is Godfrey Burnside with our second look at weather.
Thank you, guys. I got a big head this morning, right? All those accolades this morning. Thank you, guys. And here, your second look at weather at sunrise. We do have a stationary frontal boundary just over South Abaco, Berry Islands, North Andros this morning. It's going to move slowly towards the southeast. It should move across New Providence this evening, but that's going to back up on Saturday. And an area of low pressure could form of that system late Sunday into Monday, creating some showers and thunderstorms, particularly the extreme northwest Bahamas, move New Providence by Monday morning. Also some windy conditions. In your marine forecast, winds south to southwest at 50 knot seas, 3 to 5 feet ahead of the front. Behind that front, those winds are coming northwest to north at 15 knot seas, 3 to 5 feet over the northwest Bahamas. Southwest to west at 10 to 15 knot seas, 2 to 4 feet over central Bahamas. And southeast to south at 10 to 15 knots, 2 to 4 feet over the southeastern islands. On Saturday, those winds northeast at 15 knots, 2 to 5 feet over the northwest and central Bahamas, 10 to 15 knots, 2 to 4 feet over the southeastern islands. Then on Sunday, north to northeast at 15 knots, 2 to 5 feet northwest Bahamas, but those winds will start increasing by late evening to 15 to 25 knots, building 5 to 8 feet. And then over the central Bahamas, those winds south to southwest at 10 to 15 knots, 2 to 4 feet. And over the southeastern islands, seas southeastern at 15 knots, 2 to 5 feet. Yeah, tides. You can expect a high tide at 2 minutes past 11 this morning. Next low tide will be at 5:28 this evening. High gain tonight at 11:38. Sunset at 5:48 this evening. Rises tomorrow morning at 6:55. UV index 7, your water temperature 73 degrees Fahrenheit, and your moon phase now moving towards the last quarter. Standard look, expect some mix of sun and clouds. Sometimes you have a lot of clouds and some showers. Some of them may be heavier times, particularly over the extreme northwest Bahamas this morning. This morning, Abaco, South Abaco, and the Berry Islands. Should move into Providence sometime later this morning to the afternoon hours. And then on Sunday again, expect some showers, an isolated thunderstorm, and some windy conditions starting next week. Temperature that cold front will be in the upper 70s at daytime, upper 6 at nighttime. After the front passes, low to mid 70s daytime, and the upper 50s to lower 60s at nighttime. That puts you up in your final look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Star.
Thank you so much, Godfrey. The Bahamas Association of Athletic Associations has a new leadership team taking the organization in an exciting new direction. Here to discuss that with us this morning, we're very happy to welcome Jermico Archer, who's the president of the B3As. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning. Nice to ask you.
A pleasure to have you with us, Jermico, and congratulations to you. Certainly a landslide victory in November. Tell us about that.
Well, I think the intention of the campaign was to have a paradigm shift.
Okay.
A shift in the way we look at our sport. Mm-hmm. A shift in the way we manage the personnel of the sport, okay, and how we deliver the sport to you as a fan and as a parent.
Okay.
And so what we set out to do was to consider all of the fractured elements of the sport, mm-hmm, and try to bring the pieces back together.
Okay.
I think one of the things that we saw value in is looking at track and field as not a Nassau-centric movement, mm-hmm, but a nationwide movement. And
Excellent.
So we tried to decentralize who became a part of the executive body of the Federation.
Okay.
And I think that we've done a successful job of that thus far.
All right. Well, I mean, certainly that sounds wonderful, and I can understand why people would buy into that vision. Certainly, someone coming from the Family Islands, remembering working one time as a junior official years ago at a national track and field meet, I understand the need for us to be inclusive in this sort of work, and so certainly I can understand the vision behind that. You also have already started working. You've unveiled a new logo recently. You're talking about rebranding. Talk to me about the marketing plan is in communicating this vision that you have to the world.
So the marketing plan is very different from what we ordinarily would do.
Okay.
Historically, what you would find is that the B3As has typically marketed within themselves.
Okay.
Or we're having a nationals, and so we send out communique within the organization or within the track and field movement. Well, what we want to do now is we want to try to deliver track and field in a very different packaging.
Okay.
So that it's a community-driven marketing approach that actually allows our, the assets of the Federation to transcend beyond the sport itself.
Okay.
So for example, a partner of ours, every partner that we begin to engage with, we want to talk about how we develop communities.
Okay.
How track and field translates from not just seeing somebody run on the street, but how does that impact the young man down the street who would have run, who would have gotten a scholarship, who would have become a wholesome person in society. And so there's a relatedness to everything that we do right at that stadium. It touches and concerns all of us in everything that we do.
Okay.
And so that's a different approach altogether. But what does that do for us? It allows all of these properties to come under one umbrella all of a sudden. So if I'm engaged in a telecommunication partnership, and if I'm engaged in a partnership that is involved in airline services, naturally that network exponentially grows.
Okay.
Because I'm not just relying upon your followers, but I'm relying upon that followers, and we bring them all together.
Okay.
And that is how I think we will market track and field differently, and also to bring commercial value to the sport.
Okay. I mean, I'm loving it. I'm loving the whole conversation here. I'm loving the fact the communities are involved. I'm loving the fact that we're talking about the commercial aspects of this because, of course, we want corporate partners that really support us on different levels, and not just as a sponsor for a major event, but also in the community itself. So looking forward to seeing what you're going to do with all of that new stuff and new promotions happening in track and field. I have to bring this up because I miss it and I want to know what the status of it is. The IFF World's Relays, certainly hearing rave reviews about how we conducted ourselves in the past. Certainly we know that so much attention was brought to us through that initiative. Where is it? What's happening? What's the status?
Dun, dun. You know, I can tell you that it's always the most topical discussion after becoming leader of this organization. Everywhere I go, people talk about the prospect of bringing the World Relays back.
Okay.
Obviously, we would love to have it back, but as you might know, we're in the hands of the government because the government, it's a tripartite relationship between the Federation, the government of the Bahamas, who's the guarantor of the event, and the IAAF.
Okay.
And that structure is in great part dependent upon the government's interest in the event. Now, let me just not put the government, let me not just put it at the feet of the government. Let's understand the dynamics of what the World Relays brings to the Bahamas. I think that when you consider the World Relays, there's much talk about the economic impact of those events. The amount of money that the government puts into it, you will never see a return by ticket sales.
Okay.
But the impact of the World Relays, I believe, have a lot of intangible elements to it. Do you realize how many scholarships we generate in track and field a year?
I certainly know that that's quite a bit,
of events like that, more than 150.
Wow.
And when you look at the statistics, if you take every scholarship and give it a value of, let's just say $200,000, then we're talking about tens, millions of dollars that we can attract to the sport on a 4-year quadrant. Every time you award an athlete. Then I think that if you want to look at the empirical evidence, guests who come to the Bahamas to these events, we don't capture them.
Right.
they come to the Bahamas and leave without anything. The Ministry of Tourism, therefore, has to get involved in how we harness the potential of any sport that comes to the Bahamas. Because it is through those, it would be through those avenues that you can ensure that you remain, you have a partnership with these people who come. Offer incentives to these people who visit the Bahamas. And so economically, we have to look at it from a different perspective. I also think that just like private banking, where people want personalized service and attention, I believe that Bahamas has the skill set and the tools to be able to do that from a sports management perspective. And so international franchise can see value in having presence in the Bahamas. And I think that we have a number of skill sets here that can deliver those services quite efficiently.
So I take it from that that you are more than willing as president to see that happen. And we're hoping that the government personnel watching will consider that partnership again.
But more importantly, and I know that we have to go, I think it's also important for the Bahamas to consider owning its own products. So for example, if we find that we cannot get the World Relays back, I see the possibility of us naming an event the Bahamas Relay Spring Break Festival and have our own event.
We got a visionary sitting with us today. Looking forward to hearing more from Mr. Archer in his term as president. I'm sure it's going to be a very interesting and eventful one that leads to lots of progress in the B3As. So we know that only good things happen when you come to Bahamas at sunrise. So we trust that it only goes up from here. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We've got the Alive Weekend calendar for you right now.
Good morning, Sunrisers. This your boy Sovereign with your live weekend calendar. Developing Managerial Leadership Skills Workshop, facilitated by Mark A. Turnquist, Management Consultant. Saturday, January 26th, the Cancer Society of the Bahamas Conference Room, 9:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Under the theme An Evening in Paris, don't miss the 47th Annual Red Cross Ball. Saturday, January 26th, Bahamas, cocktails at 7 p.m., dinner at 8 p.m. International Love 2 Birthday Tour Official Stop, featuring International Steven, alongside Fresh International, DJ Overdose, DJ Bravo, DJ Ignite, and more. Saturday, January 26th, Super Club Breezes Resort and Spa, 9 p.m. until 9th Annual Love That Child Concert to benefit the Ranfully Home for Children. Sunday, January 27th, University of the Bahamas Performing Arts Center, 3 p.m. Chan Pratt Foundation, Art Exhibition and Cocktail Reception. Thursday, January 31st, Sapadilla of West Bay, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. And that's your live weekend calendar. To have your event posted on the Live Weekend Calendar, please don't hesitate to email kalbury@tclbahamas.com. Alive. Believe in best.
Sean, what you doing home already? And why you can't do anything I ask you?
Calm down. Everything cool?
Everything always cool, but you running me hard.
I already do everything on the list.
You pay the light bill and phone bill?
Check.
You get the Bahamas Air ticket for me and check the Sky Bahamas tickets for mommy?
Check.
I know you ain't send that money gram to Junior.
I already do that too.
You sicky. You ain't never do everything I ask you.
I go on the Cash and Go and do everything right there.
You pick up dinner too?
Cash and Go don't sell chicken yet. Cash and Go, your one-stop shop for bill paying and so many other things.
I'm Jennifer Baisden, Group Sales and Marketing Manager for Bahamas Air, and it's my pleasure to invite you to experience Houston. From out-of-the-world excitement at Space Center's Houston, the gateway to NASA's Mission Control, to the over 10,000 restaurants representing cuisine from more than 70 countries. Houston has it all. Come, experience Houston with direct service on Bahamas Air. For more information on flight and packages, visit bahamasair.com.
Ajax Cleanser, 14 ounce, now $1.39 at Solomon's.
WTO memberships will bring benefits to the Bahamas. These benefits include increased economic growth and development, increased opportunities for Bahamian exports, higher employment, better income for Bahamian workers, lower cost of living for Bahamian consumers, increased choices for Bahamian consumers, modernization in government services, and better relations with trade partners. These benefits, combined with progressive planning and execution by our private and public sectors, will produce a better life for Bahamians.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Of course, you know we love our islands in this archipelago called the beautiful Bahamas. We've had a whole series of segments from Long Island, and of course, we've got more for you today. We want you to check out the Harbor Breeze Villas in Clarence Town, as well as a few other places that we know you will love. Here's our Suzette Parker with that story.
When planning your visit to Long Island, there is so much to see. Dean's Blue Hole, plenty of gorgeous beaches, and endless natural beauty. There is also a trio of properties to visit where quality and service are exceptional. Harbor Breeze Villas, Lloyd's Sporting Lounge, and Unique Wheels Rentals. We spoke with manager Keisha Roberts at the villas.
The Harbor Breeze Villas comprises of 17 villas. Those are the condos with the kitchen, living room, and dining area. We have 16 separate apartment-style studios, i.e. those without the kitchen. And the aim is to offer a luxurious escape from the busy life. You come here, you have surrounded by trees, just nature, just beauty, and then we have a stunning beach, of course. So the aim is just to be, you're at home, but you're away from home. That's the purpose of Harbor Breeze Villas. I've never had a bad review, and I will be honest to say that. We've had positive reviews in terms of customer service, which we always aim to make sure that you are comfortable and happy and enjoy the experience of what you're paying for. And then secondly, of course, you've seen the villas. Everyone's always amazed at how beautiful they are. So positive reviews so far from everyone who's stayed here. Bahamians, those are, topmost. They are the first ones to arrive, first of all. Then we have your Americans, secondly. And we have recently, since we've started on Airbnb, Booking.com, we've had a lot more European visitors, Germans, Australians, those from Switzerland, Japan even. We've had, I would realistically say we've had probably almost all of the rest. South America too. It's a big market for us as well.
Since the island is expansive, a rental car from Unique Wheels Rentals is a good idea.
Well, Unique, like its name, we try to offer a good service. That's the key. The cars will sell themselves, but we try to do it to where we are convenient for your arrival. You could call us literally an hour before you arrive, and we will make sure that you at least have a car at the airport. So we have vans, 7-seater vans, then we have way down to economy, small size cars, and we have the luxury like your Ford Fiestas, your Jeep Compasses, and then we try to do some kayaks and some bicycles in between there.
Food and fun is right down the road at Lloyd's Sporting Lounge.
I think he wanted to give Long Island a feel of being outside of Long Island while still enjoying Long Island. So he wanted to do a sports lounge so you can come, you can shoot pool, you can have parties, you can host events. And his side job or business, he hosts his weddings and receptions. So we have a separate reception area. I had my wedding, a separate reception area. And like I said, you have the pool area, and of course you have the actual restaurant, which services Bahamian cuisine. Miss Taylor makes an amazing crab and rice. And you have your macaroni, she's amazing at that. And then you have, of course, your American cuisine, your salads, your shrimp tacos, your shrimp wraps, and fettuccine, which is really, really good. So try to do it all in one little location.
There are many islands to choose from, so what's special about Long Island?
Well, primarily I believe that if you live within a place, you should always visit every island possible, just to say, checklist, I did it. But Long Island in particular, one, it is safe. But no matter where you come from, you find Long Islanders a friendly community, open arms, and most importantly, it is safe. Secondly, Long Island, what I would say, based on where I've been, Long Island probably has, I could be biased, the best beaches I have seen within the Bahamas. I may be biased, so do not hold that against me. But the cool thing about Long Island is almost every side road, it's one main road, every side road leads to a beautiful beach. Atlantic Sea, Caribbean Sea. So you really, if you get lost, you're still lost in some form of paradise. That's why I think Long Island is unique of all islands.
For Bahamas at Sunrise, this is Suzette Parker.
Thank you so much for tuning into today's show. We hope that you enjoyed it. Phil obviously did. He's strumming on his legs.
You know me well. I mean, some cool. I'm relaxed. It's Friday, man.
It's Friday, man. Make it a wonderful weekend. We'll see you on Monday.
Bye.
That's the combo.